Hello.
Yeah.
I'm Lindsay. Oh, it's all on.
That's
I
on.
think it tucked right into it.
Yeah, you can hold
Like
it.
this?
Yeah.
Oh,
there you go.
Sorry, guys. As you can tell, I'm working with them too.
I can also do. Do you need to switch to it? I can.
Hi everyone, I am Lindsay, and this is my story. I am 35 years old. Prior to me having a traumatic brain injury, I was a project manager for a pharmaceutical company involving clinical trials. I love traveling before, I'd say now, but not really. I love writing, I love music, I love hiking. Gosh, I miss hiking so much. I love yoga, I love my friends, family, and of course, doggies, outdoor doggies. On November 10th, 2016, at the age of 26, my ex-husband of just a month used drugs and alcohol, resulting in him beating me until he assumed I had passed. During his incarceration, he was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I was in a coma for almost 10 months, 2 days short of 10 months. I nearly died several times during that time. I woke up fighting for my life. Ever since then, it's been relearning everything. How to eat, how to speak. Seriously, just picture being an adult as a baby all over again. My injuries included 4 skull fractures and a traumatic brain injury, which left me in a coma for 2 days short of 10 months. I remained hospitalized for the first 7 months and then was transferred to a long-term care facility. I lived there for almost 3 years, including during the COVID pandemic. The pandemic challenged me to teach myself necessary life skills such as walking on my own, which was a bad idea today. I was the only person who saw my roommate's last few breaths. I soon realized that I needed to depend on myself to not only get my life back, but prove to everyone, especially my ex-husband, that I was going to have control of the rest of my life. Initially, I was hospitalized on a ventilator and hooked up to many different machines, a heart monitor, a tracheotomy, and a feeding tube, as well as receiving at least 40-some medications, which is crazy. Okay, during my 10 months in the coma, I was contracted in the fetal position. I was left with severe contractions in both of my wrists, rendering me unable to use my hands. I had serial castings performed while I was still in a coma to try to correct my right wrist contraction. After 4 months in a coma, my neurosurgeon wanted to understand why I was still in a coma. After imaging, he saw that I had excess cerebral spinal fluid on my brain. I had a shunt put in to help drain the cerebral spinal fluid out to move it to another location in the body where it could be reabsorbed. After 10 months in a coma, the doctors and my parents decided to take me off all medication and began planning my funeral. On September 8th, 2017, as my mom began to shave my legs so I didn't pass away hairy, which is coming. Oh, I love her. I began kicking her. She was so surprised, she ran to get the nurse. To everyone's amazement, I opened my eyes. As soon as the nurse came in, her immediate reaction was that this was part of the end-of-life procedure. But Mom disagreed and requested the nurse to call the ambulance. She actually specifically said, if you don't get the ambulance, I'll take you myself, which is crazy because I couldn't even move, but it's okay. I quickly was taken back to the hospital where my neurosurgeon was, which she thought was to say goodbye. Mom asked me how many fingers I was holding up, and to everyone's surprise, I showed the correct number of fingers. Let's move into rehab. So again, I was at Leahy, Burlington. This is wrong. Okay. Well, I was there for a long time. Sorry, I put the wrong date. I went to hospice care, then I woke up, and then I went to Spalding Cambridge, and then after Spalding Cambridge, I was transferred to Life Care Neshoba. I was there until right after the COVID pandemic, which actually, I had to thank Dr. Brigham Paul because they were the ones who were like, you're ready to leave. And then I moved home in the process of trying to relearn how to live again began. After hospitalization, rehab, living in the nursing home for 3 years, I came home on October 30th, 2020. My dad has adopted this house because I was still in the wheelchair, so it's all been fixed. That's the wrong word. Okay, when I first woke up, I used sign language to communicate. I knew a little bit of sign before. And I've tried repeating phrases to help improve my upper lip. I lost my sense of smell, so the hearing in my left ear, and I have difficulty with balance, still unfortunately. I had to learn how to speak, eat, think, and remember. Whoever, one thing, whatever made you have to learn how to think, that's where I eventually accomplished things like standing up in the shower, learning how to swim in the pool, as well as managing my own medication and appointments. Music therapy. So right after the incident, it's very, very hard for staff to care for me. My mom suggested music and my body responded. My body was able to focus on the music while the therapist did their work. In the vegetative state, music therapy focused on working on my arousal, just learning how to move my body. Now it's more about kind of a little bit of everything. It's kind of about speaking better, and I just love music. Sensory orientation. So this is commonly used in patients in long-term acute care. So a lot of it was just using music to form a physical arousal. So like shake the maraca, etc. It was a lot about attention and memory in the very beginning. I was able to incorporate music into my speech, occupational, and physical therapy services. A lot of it was repetition too. Project Walk. Since 2021, I have been participating in Project Walk in Stratham, New Hampshire. Project Walk is designed for leading research, training, and state-of-the-art technology to improve mobility in patients who have suffered with spinal cord injury, traumatic brain injury, strokes. Project Walk has helped me transition from using the wheelchair. Then I went to the forearm crutches, and now I only use the cane when I'm away from the house. Otherwise, and actually even at winter, I just leave the cane at the desk, trying to get my confidence back. Hypnotherapy. In the spring of 2021, I began attending equine assisted therapies. Hypnotherapy is Strongwater Farm is in Tewksbury, Massachusetts. A horse's movement is closely related to the normal gait of a human being, which makes riding a valuable therapy for many individuals with conditions. It has numerous benefits for me, including improving my muscle tone and strength, increasing range of motion, endurance, balance, growth, and fine motor skills. And who doesn't love horses? Okay, so let's talk about speech language. So over the years, speech therapy has pushed me to work towards goals of speech intelligibility, executive functioning, and memory, which is a huge one for me. Memory has been one of my largest barriers, but it's slowly getting better. As a creative person, working on executive functioning skills in sessions has provided me with tools to use in my personal interests. In the beginning stages, speech therapy focused mostly on dysphagia and has helped me now be able to get to a regular day. Oh my gosh, I will never forget the day I could actually eat food again. Who I am today. So I am a very independent woman who has done almost everything. I do almost everything for myself. I mean, obviously I can't drive, so I can't pick up medication. That's okay. I also read a lot of poetry. I'm currently writing a book. Hopefully I finish soon. I paint and I love listening to music. I also take photography as well. I am a hard worker. Each day I challenge myself to be the best new version of who I am in my life. I love animals and babies. Seriously, if I see either a dog or a baby, there's no conversation. I'm totally serious too, unfortunately. They're so loving, and they have a fresh perspective on life. My favorite color is orange, so yes, I love Halloween. And even though it's almost Christmas, it's Halloween in my mind. I love hiking, and I really, really, really want to get back to hiking at some point. I love spending time in nature. In my downtime, I always hang out with dogs, listening to music, watching the Bruins, which they're kind of doing okay, and reading books and always painting. I have goals for myself, so my biggest goal is to walk without any assistance. So I'm slowly getting there. Like, I bring the cane with me more as like a safety net. I'll get there. I'd love to live independently again. I'd love to go on a real hike, and I want to finish and publish my book. Getting there. Moving forward, I want to tell my story and continue being an advocate for domestic violence awareness. There must be reasons that I'm still alive. I've been all of them once. I support all domestic violence associations and I spoke on behalf of the one in Concord, Massachusetts. Okay, I have some advice to all healthcare workers. Reflect on your own life. It's important to understand your own troubles and how you overcame them in order to provide equitable services to those in need. For example, while I was relearning to use the bathroom, CNAs were very kind and did not prioritize my needs. I can't tell you how many times I'd hit the call button, nobody would come, so I'd just take myself. So I just worked out. Empathize. To empathize with someone else is fun is to understand and share the feelings of another. The moments where healthcare workers lacked empathy towards me were some of the most isolating moments. And a word of advice, never ever give up. It doesn't matter what path you come across. You have to keep trying. Okay, And that is it. Open for questions.